Here we see Sonia Shah with her gold medal that is being displayed with a beautiful smile. And that beautiful smile with Sonia is right now here at our studio. Welcome, Sonia. So this was a great event because of the event itself, which is a World Age Group Gymnastic Competition. And in 2010 November, it was held in France, where from USA in the double mini trampoline area, it was Sonia who was representing America.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, congratulations. Being a gold medalist is a great feeling, and at such a young age, when you have it with you, how that makes you feel?
It doesn't make me feel any different. I think other people think they look at me different, I think, but I feel the same. I feel like I'm not doing anything different. I'm myself.
When you say I'm myself, who is this myself, Sonia?
I'm just an 18-year-old college girl who wants to be a doctor and who just does gymnastics for fun, and then it turned into something more. So now I compete competitively, and it's definitely one of my bigger passions.
Let us go back to France. When you reached there, what are the expectations with which you have landed in France with your parents?
Before I went to France, I told myself, I had made a goal for myself that I just wanted to make it to finals, which is the top 8 girls in the world. And then we got there, and I had a couple of days of training before I actually competed, and everything was going really well, and so I was pretty excited. And then we get to the first day of competition, and I placed 5th, which put me in the top 8, which made me qualify for finals.
Wow. Now, how many participants were there? And there were participants from various countries?
Right. I think there were 8 countries competing against me, and there were 15 girls.
And did you get to interact with other competitors also?
It was hard because they didn't speak English, but there was another girl from the USA that I was competing with, and there was 2 from Canada, so I could talk to them.
And when you talk to these girls, do you talk about how they prepare, or?
Not really. It's mostly like girl talk, just like how I would talk to my friends. Sometimes we talk about gymnastics, but it was mostly just girl talk.
You know, when you say girl talk, many boys would not understand.
Right.
And I'm one of them, I don't understand. But let's move on towards the other kind of talk. So, once you figured it out that you are amongst the top 5, that's a great feeling, and you had achieved your target.
Right.
And then what was it that was there in your mind?
Even though I achieved my goal, I knew that I had to work just as hard to try to do as well as I could. So I went back to the training hall where we were warming up and stuff, and my coach comes up and tells me that I had to change one of my passes because it wasn't difficult enough. So I had 40 minutes to learn a brand new pass before we went out to the competition hall. And the passes that I had been doing, I'd been working on for months. So it was scary to just have 40 minutes to learn a pass, and I could only do it once before I had to go out and compete.
Man.
But I went out and...
Well, wait a minute. We just saw a picture where you are almost coming down. What is this?
That's just a backflip in the straight position. That's on trampoline.
So that's backflip. So you jump how many feet up?
I would say 20 or 25 feet.
Man.
Yeah.
And how that makes you feel? Is it scary anytime?
It was scary when I first learned, and it's scary to learn like new skills. But once you learn them and you've done them a lot, it's not scary. It looks scary, but it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
So that means you probably need a special kind of diet to be able to do this kind of stuff?
It's not like a strict diet, but I can't eat whatever I want. I have to watch what I eat and make sure I'm
Let's
eating
say
healthy.
pizza?
No.
Okay, so what is the diet that helps you in being able to do what you need to do?
Just healthy foods. Like I don't drink soda. I only drink water. I make sure that I'm getting the protein I need for muscle development. And yeah, I eat my vegetables and fruits.
You know, this brings us to a very interesting question. Many times the traditions that we have in the family also guides what you eat. In your
Right.
case, has there been any conflict from that point of view?
Yeah, Indian food is definitely not the best for you, so I don't eat it all the time. But I mean, sometimes I'll eat it. It's not very good for you.
No, when you say Indian food, means dal and the
Yeah.
vegetables, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is a confusing thing. Few people think that if you need to do a lot of power-related work, then probably non-vegetarian food is good. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am a non-vegetarian. I eat meat because I need the protein. So
Right, right. So that, was there any issue initially? Maybe your grandparents were not eating.
not really, because my mom eats meat and my older brother eats meat, so it was okay for me to eat meat.
So food is one part, and then how many hours were you working on your training with the coach?
I go to practice 4 times a week for 3 hours. And if if a big meet's coming up, I'll train more. And then if I need to take a break, I can train less. But usually it's about 4 times a week for 3 hours.
You know, Guru Shishya, or the one who is teaching you, and that too, this special skill, it's a very special bond that needs to be there for you to learn it properly.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about your coach, and you have been with him for a couple of years now.
Well, now that I moved to college, I have a different coach. But my coach that I had when I was in Indianapolis, I had known him since I was like 7. So we definitely had, like, I guess, a strong bond. I saw him when he was training, and he was really good, so I trust him. And I know he knows what's best for me, so he's going to tell me. And then when I went to Milwaukee, I was lucky to find a good coach that he knew of me just from watching me at competitions. And he had elite athletes just like me, so I can trust him too. So that was good to find a good coach.
Now, what is it that stayed with you in terms of the special instruction or guideline which your earlier coach gave you about gymnastics?
He definitely built my foundation, like my hard work, dedication, that stuff. He helped build that. Just because watching him, he was just as dedicated as I am, and that really helped moving forward.
What is a typical environment when you go for practicing for gymnastics? It's a very serious kind of environment, or people still laugh, smile, etc.?
Definitely not that serious. Right before competition, it might get a little serious, but other than that, we joke around, we have fun, we play games. But he knows when I need to buckle down and get to work, but it's not serious all the time.
Was there any time when he had to shout at you?
No, he doesn't really yell at me that much.
But he does for others?
The little kids, he does yell at them.
And many times when we talk about this kind of competition where athletes from different countries are involved and there's so much at stake, so then we have people who were found using some drugs which put them out of the competition. Why people venture into that side?
I have no idea. But with this sport, you are drug tested. There are random drug tests, and if they find that you are using drugs, they'll take your medal away or take your whatever you get away. So it's definitely scary. So no, I don't think nobody that went to France was accused of using drugs or anything.
And before France, which was in November 2010, that this World Age Gymnast competition took place, in which Sonia won the gold medal. In 2009, also she was preparing to go to Russia for the same competition. And then what happened?
Well, in 2008, I was on trampoline and I fell and I broke my back. So it was hard to get back into things, and I finally did, but I wasn't feeling 100% when I went to try to qualify for Russia. And the qualification tournament was in Las Vegas. And so when we went to Las Vegas, I ended up falling, and I didn't qualify for Russia, so that was really hard. And so this year, I knew that I didn't want to fall again, so I was going to try whatever I could to make it to France.
When you fall, of course, there is physical pain,
Right.
and there is that memory of that painful moment which lingers
Right.
with you. And I'm sorry, I'm taking you to that memory of pain. So how did you fall? Was it something that you did wrong that you fell, or what was it?
I just got lost. I don't know how to explain this, but I was in a skill and I just didn't know where I was, and so I ended up falling on my head. It was scary, but I didn't think I had hurt myself that badly. Like, I just rolled off the trampoline and I thought I was going to get up, but then my coach called an ambulance and I was taken to the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and how much time it took for you to recover?
The doctor said that I had to wear a back brace for 6 months, and I couldn't train for 6 weeks. That was hard because I've never not done gymnastics. I've always done it. So taking 6 weeks off was probably the hardest thing I've done. But I still went to the gym, and I just conditioned so I would still be in shape when I could actually start training again. And then when I finally could start training again, I couldn't do everything that I could do before I fell, but it was better than just sitting around. So I could finally train again.
So you gradually got back to the same confidence and conviction about doing what was needed.
Right. I got back. That was in 2008, and then 2009 came, and I was feeling good, but my back was still hurting, and so when we went to Las Vegas and I fell, I didn't know what to think. I just cried for weeks. I didn't know what else to do because I wanted to make Team USA really badly, and when I didn't, I was crushed. And there was definitely a time where I thought that I should just be done with the sport and it wasn't worth it anymore. But I kept going to the gym and kept training, and eventually it got better and I started having fun again. And then France came, and obviously it was good.
This is good now that you see Sonia, she is smiling, and she just said that she cried for weeks, and that happens when something that you want to happen doesn't happen, and you lose confidence, or you feel that this may not happen again for you. Then not only it is your willpower that helps you, but the support group, friends, family members, mother, father, that also, and sister in your case also. So tell us, how was it? How were they helping you in building your mind back to this position?
My parents never gave up on me. They always told me that it's okay, it's just 1 year, you can do it next year, you'll be okay. And I knew they were right, but in the back of my mind I was like, oh, I should probably just stop. But they kept me motivated. And my brother and my sister they make me laugh when I'm upset, so I'm not upset for that long when they're around. And then my friends definitely supported me through everything. They told me I could do it, and they knew that if I kept going to practice and stuff, that I would be able to do it. And my coach was probably the most supportive because he knows what it's like to get hurt, and he knows what it's like to be defeated. So he was able to help me, guide me through that hard time.
There is a saying that rise after each fall like a rubber ball. So she lived that after that fall, she didn't give up. And she has not given up on her studies also. But in some way, the hurt and the pain of a sports person that you have seen closely, is that also guiding your future in some way? You want to get into sports medicine?
Yes. After I hurt myself, my doctor was really good, and he kind of inspired me to go look at sports medicine as a career option. And the more I looked at it, I really liked it. When I stop doing gymnastics, I want to still try to keep it in my life. So with sports medicine, it's not just gymnastics, but it's sports in general. I can keep it in my life.
So it was around 3 or 4 years that Sonia was taken to learn about gymnastics. Mm-hmm. And something that told your parents that you would be a gymnast was that you were jumping a lot. Do you remember those days?
I don't remember. My parents tell me all about it. I was jumping on their bed, on the couch. So they took me to a gymnastics class, and I really liked it. So I kept going back. And then when I was about 7, I had a coach recommend me for trampoline and tumbling because I was in an artistic gymnastics class, which is like bars, beam, vault, and floor, and that takes a lot of grace, and I'm not really graceful, and I don't have a lot of coordination. So trampoline and tumbling is more of a power sport, and my coaches noticed that I was stronger than the other girls, and I could like jump higher and like run faster. So they recommended me for tumbling and trampoline.
For those of us who are not familiar with the terminology of gymnastics, when you say you are not graceful, you're talking in a particular context. Individually
Right.
speaking, you are graceful.
Right.
So tell me, what distinguishes a gymnast with grace and with power?
With grace, it's like on the beam, you're balancing on 4 inches, and that's just really not something I can do. I can barely walk in a straight line. So that's for artistic. But with trampoline and tumbling, you're going with full force, your power. You don't have to balance or anything. It's just all your power. So.
But you need a lot of flexibility also to be able to jump the way we have seen some of.
Yeah, flexibility isn't really gracefulness, though. So I'm flexible, I'm just not graceful. You have to work on your flexibility no matter what, if you're artistic or a power tumbler. So.
Nowadays, at your age, or even before, or even after, people have a lot of distractions in their lives. They could be distractions if you're a boy, girls, boys, or it is just right there in front of you, the computer with a lot of offerings. If you're a teenager, you still have a passion for maybe animation or cartoons or whatever. So in your case, looks like you never found any distraction pulling you away from your focus. How that happened?
There were definitely distractions along the way. Like when I started high school, I played basketball my freshman and sophomore year, and I played softball, and those were distractions, and I could see that it was affecting my gymnastics, so I just decided to give those up. I knew that gymnastics is my passion and was my passion, and I wasn't really willing to let anything get in the way of that. So like my schoolwork had to be done, I had to get A's, and I had to go to practice. So I couldn't miss practice for Facebook or a computer or basketball. So,
but do you see a lot of your friends or people around you investing or call it wasting or investing whatever their time on Facebook and Twitter and all those things?
Yeah, I see it, and sometimes I wish I could be like a normal kid and do that too. But then when I think about it, it's not really worth it. Like in the long run, this is more important than spending my time on Facebook or watching TV.
So we'll talk a little bit about her academic excellence now. What is your GPA?
Right now, in my freshman year of college, it was a 3.67, but in high school, it was a 4.1.
Wow. And what guided your decision to get to the college that you have taken?
When I was college searching, I knew that I had to find a gym that was near the college that also had like an elite coach and double mini as a sport. So that narrowed it down to only a couple colleges. And then I applied to all of them, and I got into the honors program at Marquette. And so that was definitely a big factor in my college decision, because academics are important and gymnastics is important, and I found those two things at Marquette.
So time management is definitely an important factor for each and everyone. How do you feel you learned this art of managing your time?
Definitely from a young age. Like my middle school and my high school were all like college preparatory. So I always had to, right after school, I would do my homework, and then I would go to practice, and then I would come home, do some more homework, and then go to sleep. So it was definitely, I didn't have time to waste. I always had something to be doing.
Of course, you are a gold medalist, and you, as we mentioned earlier, are a role model for many people, and just by being what you are inspiring. But let me ask you, what is it that inspires you to excel in everything? Sometimes you feel, why should I do it? So there's something guiding you and taking you forward.
Yeah, I don't really know. It must be my passion for the sport. Like I don't have one single person telling me, oh, you have to do this. It's just I want to do it, and it's fun to do. And I feel like I'm young enough right now that I can keep doing it, and I don't just want to sit at home and do nothing.
So you do everything possible. And when there is everything possible that you can do. Do you often go to India with your parents? Have you been?
I've only been there once when I was in like 8th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you look Indian, of course. Your last name Shah, your parents, your grandparents, and everybody feels that because you are from India, so Indians also should be proud of your achievements. How do you feel about that? Do you feel connected to India as per India?
I feel connected, but not like really connected because I wasn't born there, and I do have family there, but I've only met them a couple of times because I've only been there once. I definitely feel connected to people in America more, but I don't know. It's nice to know that there are other people that do support me.
Wonderful. And what is it that you think India stands for you?
It's definitely where I come from. So, not me personally. I mean, I was born in the United States, but my parents come from there, and they taught me everything I know. So, kind of India taught me everything I know about like hard work, dedication, and that stuff.
Very nice. That's a very emotional way of putting it. But do you watch Hindi movies?
No.
Not much.
My parents do. A lot.
Do you hear Hindi songs at home sometimes in some way?
Sometimes, but I don't understand them.
And moving forward, when this gymnastic gold medal is with you, does it put additional pressure for you to be able to participate in other competitions?
I mean, I don't feel the pressure. I think this was the biggest competition I could have gone to this year, and winning the gold medal was just extra. But I don't feel any pressure to, try to repeat it again. But it might come next year when when I actually qualify, if I qualify again, and I'm there.
Wow. So now, before we conclude, let us go back to the moment when it was declared that in France, this is the month of November 2010, and in this mini trampoline,
Double mini
trampoline competition, the winner, did they announce properly and then you went?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that moment.
Okay, well, we were lining up in the back, and the man told me that I won first place, and that was really exciting. And I went over and congratulated the girl from Canada, and then I went over and congratulated the girl from Russia, and then they marched us out, and they were announcing everything in French, so I didn't really understand. But they announced my name, and I went up there. They handed me the trophy and the medal, and then we all turned to look at our flags being raised, and the American flag was at the top, and they were singing our national anthem. It was a great feeling. Like I've never felt anything like that before.
That is incredible. You become medium of keeping the flag of United States of America high, and then there's national anthem
Right.
of America. And have you ever felt moist in your eyes those moments?
Yeah, when I was on the podium, I got a little teary-eyed. So it was emotional. Like I didn't think I was going to win. So it was a great feeling.
And now that you have gold medal with you, do you think your younger brother and sister pay more attention to what you say?
I don't know. My brother is in his own world. He'll do whatever he wants. He's proud of me, but I don't think I inspire him. I don't know about my sister. She's different from me. So I think she looks up to me, but I don't think she wants to be a gymnast just like me.
Knowing the differences and accepting them, and also cheering up others for whatever they want to do, is another quality which is very important for probably all of us. And before we say thanks to Sonia for coming to iTV studio all the way from Indianapolis, we also congratulate you one more time, and we extend lots of good wishes to you on behalf of all the viewers of iTV. Anything that you would like to say in particular to parents? Many times every kid is not jumping the way probably you were seen jumping.
Right.
So how would you say parents should figure out what their kid is good at?
It's what they like, what they're passionate about. Don't push them into something that they don't want to do because they're not gonna be passionate about it. So if they find that one thing that they're good at and they like, just support them in whatever they do.
You know, that's a very wise thing to hear, and I would just like to conclude by adding this supplementary question. Some of the kids hearing Sonia, if they are younger to you, they say Sonia Didi or Sonia said that do not push me to do something that I don't want to do. And when they are asked, what do you want to do? He said, I don't want to do anything. So,
they have to find something that they like. They can't just sit at home. That's not, like, you want to make a positive contribution to society. So you want to find something that you're good at, whether it be like school, excel in school. Anybody can excel in school if they try hard enough. So, yeah.
Wow. So anybody can excel if they try hard enough. But are you willing to try hard enough? That is the question, and the answer from Sonia Shah is she is willing to, and she has proved that she is not only willing, others are also seeing the proof of her willingness through her action and dedication and determination. My guest today, the gold medalist, world gold medalist from France in the mini trampoline,
Double mini trampoline.
double mini trampoline competition. Such a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you.
Lots of good wishes.
Thank you.
This is Ashok Vyas.